Okay, last time we were in First Chronicles chapter 1, so today we'll be continuing from chapter 2. Unfortunately, we're in a little bit of dry content, or whatever you want to think, boring. These genealogies, to a lot of people, they'll fall asleep or they'll just skip them entirely. I think you should force yourself to at least try to look at them, and when I started reading the Bible out loud, I just decided to just read it. And same thing with everything else in the Bible. The more you read, the more you retain the information. Maybe it makes you think of it from a different angle. Um, he continues to open your mind to him, basically. So I think it's worth it to force yourself to take a look at these genealogies. Um, there's just little nuggets of little hints here and there that make it worthwhile, in my opinion. But you could just go with the assumption that, oh, it's just a boring genealogy, I know all this, I'm skipping it. And, it's up to you, but I think it's still worth reading. We're going to start in prayer from Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Amen. All right. It's also a good review, this First Chronicles, this opening. It's summing up all the events of, the first 5 books of the Bible, and probably, we are going to get to David here in chapter 2. So obviously, with David, that brings us back to 1st and 2nd Samuel, and so it's a good review, and maybe it refreshes your memory banks. My memory banks get messed up all the time, so I have to continue reading this, otherwise, I might lose it. So, starting from chapter 2 of 1 Chronicles, the sons of Jacob, Israel. Verse 1. These are the sons of Israel, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, and Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The sons of Judah. The sons of Judah, and Onan, and Shelah, which 3 were born unto him of the daughter of Shua, the Canaanites. And the firstborn of Judah, was evil in the sight of the Lord, and he slew him. And Tamar his daughter-in-law bare him Pharez and Zerah. All the sons of Judah were 5. So I don't know if you remember the story of incest that happens with Judah there. Well, daughter-in-law. Maybe it isn't incest. I don't know. It says daughter-in-law here, but it's wicked, and it's not, that whole situation was an indicator of the corrupt influence of the land, why Jacob needed to get out of there. Why God was telling him, you need to get back to Bethel quick, And he lingered, and all kinds of bad things happened. Not only to him, but to his sons and his whole family. They were influenced by those elements still in the land. and he needed to get out of that, basically. Maybe that's something to be said about me or you. Maybe I need to get out of this city. Maybe it's killing me. 6. And the sons of Zerah, Zimri, and Ethan, and Heman, and Calcol, and Dara, 5 of them in all. And the other thing, obviously, is, though this is a filthy line, incest, inappropriate, daughter-in-law, Christ comes through this line, which, that's amazing when you think about it, that he is God and he's willing to go through this line. He could have insisted on it being through a pure royal line. That's another thing I'm going to talk about today, is we are rotten to the core, basically, in the flesh. And yet he still is willing to deal with us, to help us, to save us, And we, by nature, we have that tendency to go toward the flesh, towards Satan, the temptation and everything. But as we grow our connection to him, and as we continue to read this, we have that more dependency on him and more on the spiritual side of things. And so, as we turn toward Christ, we turn away from sin, we turn away from the flesh. Though the flesh acts out at times and we make mistakes, he's still willing to pick us back up, even though I deserve so much worse. 7. The sons of Carmi, Achar, the troubler of Israel, who transgressed in the thing accursed. See, this is why you read the genealogies here. Now, I want to think that the translation is a little different here. Maybe the spelling is a little different, like how Nebuchadnezzar is sometimes referred to as Nebuchadrezzar. I don't know if that's how it is when we get to Daniel or in Isaiah, maybe. I don't know. But is he talking about Achan? No, it's Achar. But Moses at that time said Achan, and he wrote that. And now here we are in the book of Chronicles, looking back. Maybe the translation is a little different. I don't know. Or maybe Moses just didn't have the right spelling, or maybe they didn't have the right spelling. But that's who I'm thinking of when it says that, who transgressed in the thing accursed. I think it was the family of Achan, right? Or was that a different family? I don't know. Or maybe this is a completely different subject entirely, but still, why does it emphasize that? Because it's another warning to us that we should not be involving ourselves in the thing accursed. Of course, if you remember the story that I'm thinking of, it was that guy who stole the Babylonian robe and the bar of silver. He hid him in his tent, and then when the Israelites went to attack, they failed. 30 people got killed, I think, and Joshua's just like, why is this happening? Why? What? What do you want from me? And then God tells him, you've sinned. Go take care of that scumbag over there. And they discover that it's this guy, and they end up stoning him and his whole family, I think. What's the line? You have troubled us today. Now God's going to trouble you, right? Isn't that what he says to him before everybody stones him? Something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. 8. And the sons of Ethan, Azariah, the sons also of Hezron, that were born unto him, Jerahmeel, and Ram, and Chalubai. And Ram begat Amminadab, and Amminadab begat Nahshon, prince of the children of Judah. And Nahshon begat Salma, and Salma begat Boaz. And Boaz begat Obed, and Obed begat Jesse. And of course, you can go back to the story of Ruth with Boaz if you want to learn a little bit more about him and how wonderful that story is. And Ruth, it's a great story. Always good to read that. The posterity of Jesse, 13. And Jesse begat his firstborn Eliab, and Abinadab the second, and Shema the third, Nethaneel the fourth, Radai the fifth, Ozem the sixth, David the seventh. There it is again, the seventh. It's perfect. Whose sisters were Zuriah and Abigail, and the sons of Zuriah, Abishai, and Joab, and Asahel, 3. So notice that. David says that quite often. What have I to do with thee, thou sons of Zuriah? Well, apparently they were cousins, as we discover here, right? Or some cousins. Abishai, Joab, Asahel. Remember, Asahel was the guy who was sprinting after Abner, and he got Nerd in the gut with a spear. Abner got, or wait, no. I don't know why I said that. That's ridiculous. Abner, the son of Ner, put his spear into Asahel's sixth rib, I don't know, fifth rib, I think. I don't know. He killed him, and that made Joab pretty angry, and of course Joab ended up killing Abner. But we talked about that already. Let's move on. 17. And Abigail bare Amasa. Of course, Amasa, if it's the same Amasa, was killed by Joab. Joab killed his own family member out of his lust for power. Pretty sickening, huh? Abigail begat Amasa. And the father of Amasa was Jether the Ishmaelite. Could be something to that, too. The posterity of Caleb. And Caleb, the son of Hezron, begat children of Azubah, his wife, and of Jerioth, her sons are these, Jesher, and Shobab, and Ardon. And Caleb, if you don't remember, was one of the spies that went into the land, and him and Joshua were the only 2 spies that came back and said, yeah, we got this, no problem. Those giant guys, we just got to hit them in the knees. No problem. We got them. We'll take them down, They were confident in the Lord, obviously, not in their, never mind. Caleb and Joshua were the ones who said, yeah, we got this, no problem. God is with us. Nobody stands a chance against us now. We got God. Who's these pathetic giants? Of course, the other spies that went with him were like, they're so hateful. We have no chance against them. I want to go home. Take me back to Egypt. So then they had to wander for another 40 years, but Caleb actually lived long enough to see the land, and Joshua, obviously. And just giving you a brief summation of Caleb. Great character. Somebody we should be looking to and looking to his example. 19. And when Azubah was dead, Caleb took unto him Ephrath, which bare him Hur. And Hur begat Uri, and Uri begat Bezaleel. And Hur, I don't know if that has anything to do with, Ben-Hur. I don't think that's a factual story. It's just, but it is a good story. That's where that name must come from, Ben-Hur. Hur, the family of Hur. Posterity of Hezron, father of Caleb, by the daughter of Machir. 21. And afterward Hezron went in to the daughter of Machir, the father of Gilead, whom he married when he was 80 years old, and she bare him Segub. And Segub begat Jair, who had 23 cities in the land of Gilead. And he took Geshur and Aram with the towns of Jair from them, with Kenath and the towns thereof, even 80 cities. All these belonged to the sons of Machir, the father of Gilead. And after that Hezron was dead in Caleb Ephratah. Then Abiath, Hezron's wife, bare him Asher, the father of Tekoa. Jerahmeel's posterity. 25. And the sons of Jerahmeel, the firstborn of Hezron, were Ram, the firstborn, and Bunah, and Oren, and Ozem, and Ahijah. I think that name, Ahijah, we'll see that later, or before, rather. Isn't he one of the... He's pretty significant. 26. Jerahmeel had also another wife, whose name was Atara. She was the mother of Onam. And the sons of Ram, the firstborn of Jerahmeel, were Maz, and Jamin, and Eker. And the sons of Onam were Shammai and Jada. And the sons of Shammai, Nadab and Abishur. And the name of the wife of Abishur was Abihail, and she bare him Ahban and Molid. And the sons of Nadab, Seled and Apaim, but Seled died without children. And the sons of Apaim, Ishi, and the sons of Ishi, Shishan, and the children of Shishan, Ahlai, and the sons of Jada, the brother of Shammai, Jether and Jonathan, and Jether died without children. And the sons of Jonathan, Peleth and Zaza, these were the sons of Jerahmeel. Shishan's posterity. 34. Now Shishan had no sons, but daughters. So I wonder if Shishan is another name for... See, I lost the name now. But there was that story specifically with Moses. There's a group of ladies that come up to him and say, hey, there's no sons, and now you're just going to hand over our inheritance to these scumbags? You know, and Moses was like, we can't have that. That would be pretty stupid. God, what should we do here? And then God says, no, yeah, that makes sense. She should go to the daughters. So it's not like what most feminists will say today, oh, the Bible is so male chauvinist because they handed all... No, see, God's not like that. See, he did hand it over to the daughters of Zelophehad, right? Was that his name? So maybe that's a totally different guy. But that shows that the Bible is not male chauvinist. Okay. Now Shishan had no sons, but daughters, and Shishan had a servant, an Egyptian, whose name was Jarha. And Shishan gave his daughters to Jarha, his servant, to wife, and she bare him Attai. And Attai begat Nathan, and Nathan begat Zabad. And Zabad begat Ephlal, and Ephlal begat Obed, and Obed begat Jehu, and Jehu begat Azariah. Aha, see, now we're getting somewhere. Because obviously, if you have any memory, I have a slight memory, you know, some of these names are becoming familiar, right? Jehu, the maniac who wiped out all the evil in the country. Or maybe, I don't know. Obed begat Jehu, and Jehu begat Azariah. Azariah begat Helez, and Helez begat Eliasah. And Eliasah begat Sisamai, and Sisamai begat Shalom, and Shalom begat Jechamiah, and Jechamiah begat Elishama. So, to sum up, you know, all of this, just think about it. You're going to see this genealogy once again at the beginning of Matthew. And it's saying, you know, This whole line. Begat, begat, begat this guy, begat that guy, begat this guy, begat, begat, and then it all goes all the way, showing God's plan. You know how many variables, how many permutations, how many to the 50 millionth power? How is that possible? That's another good argument for people, that question the Bible, question this Bible. They've already disproven that, But then you look at the variables, especially in Isaiah, of how many things he was right about, and they've proven right historically, a lot of those things, or pretty much everything he said. What is the number? It's 1 in 50 trillion or something. It's an astronomical number. It's not possible unless, obviously, it is inspired by God, and this is God's plan, and this is His Word. So there you go. Okay. Another branch of Caleb's posterity, 42. Now the sons of Caleb, the brother of Jerahmeel, were Mesha, his firstborn, which was the father of Zeph, and the sons of Marashah, the father of Hebron, and the sons of Hebron, Korah, and Tapua, and Rechem, and Shema. And Shema begat Raham, the father of Jorkoam, and Rechem begat Shammai. And the sons of Shammai was Maon, and Maon was the father of Beth-zur. And Ephah, Caleb's concubine, bare Haran, and Moza, and Gezez, and Haran begat Gezez. And the sons of Jahdai, Regem, and Jotham, and Jesham, and Pelet, and Ephah, and Shaph. Maacah, Caleb's concubine, bare Sheber, and Tirhanah. She bare also Saph, or Shaph, the father of Madmana, Shiva, the father of Machbenah, and the father of Gibeah, and the daughter of Caleb was Aksah. I don't know if you remember that story with Aksah. It says, whoever takes this city first, get my beautiful daughter Aksah to wife. It doesn't say she's beautiful, though. Maybe she's, I don't know. But some guy out there was like, man, I want Aksah. So he ran in there and he took that town. And he's like, all right, here's Aksah. Okay. The posterity of Caleb, the son of Hur, 50. These were the sons of Caleb, the son of Hur, the firstborn of Ephratah, Shobal, the father of Kirjath-jearim, Salma, the father of Bethlehem, Hareph, the father of Beth-gader, and Shobal, the father of Kirjath-jearim, had sons, Haroah, and half of the Manahathites. That's a long word. 53. And the families of Kirjath-jearim, the Ithrites, and the Puhites, and the Shumathites, and the Mishrites. Of them came the Zariathites, and the Eshtaolites. The sons of Salma, Bethlehem, and the Netophathites, Adaroth, the house of Joab, and half of the Manahathites, the Zorites. See, you gotta kind of sound it out, because it's tough. 55. And the families of the scribes which dwelt at Jabez, the Tirathites, the Shimeathites, and Sukkothites. These are the Kenites that came of Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab. So, I probably missed a lot of information there, stuff I just don't have the connections. But it's good that we read it every time and, catch this thing this time. And this time I forget this thing, but then somebody reminds me of this thing. So, and then maybe next time I'll learn more. That's why you continue to read this. All right, so my goal will be to do chapter 3 and 4 next time. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.